was getting richer as a daughter or son, somewhere on bent knee, close clapping their palms, praying to the same God from the scriptures of Psalms. The way that I did, I live my fate. Won't be determined by the things that I hate, but overcoming obstacles, learning from mistakes. It's crazy because I've seen so many clips of certain family members, and everybody in this family failed this girl except for one person. I want to say shout out to Roxy. You know what I'm saying? This is the cousin of Neziah Harris, and she has been busy. Shout out to her, bro. Like, she deserves her flowers. Somebody is fighting for this baby, and I'm happy to see that. But I was seeing a lot of posts saying, yo, everybody in the family failed. Some people were there, you know what I mean, or whatever, but the people who were there should be a lot more highlighted than they are. But shout out to Roxy. Y'all please find her on Facebook and just give her flowers if you see her. But the defendant's sister had way more compassion than anybody who was on this hearing to me. And that's a damn shame. I just don't get it. We're going to get into this next part. We're going to get into me reacting to the grandmother. Let's check this out.
Watch your step walking up the stairs here.
Speak clearly in the mic. You can get up and put it in your lap too if you like.
Okay, thank you. Ooh, I want to hear what the
fuck.
fuck.
Could you state your name for the record?
Annette Harris.
And Ms. Harris, do you know someone, or did you know someone by the name of Neziah Harris?
Yes.
And who is Neziah to you?
My granddaughter.
Are you her legal guardian?
Yes, I am.
When did you become her legal guardian?
I adopted Neziah back in 2016.
And that was court work or paperwork filed and all of that to legally adopt her?
Yes, it took a process.
Oh.
Yes.
And back
What'd she
in
say?
January,
Somebody said they want to fight her already. What'd she do?
Did Neziah live with you?
Yes. What'd she say?
I don't want to know the specific address, but what street did you live on?
Bedford.
And is that in the city of Detroit, Wayne County?
Yes, it is.
How long had Neziah been living with you at that address on Bedford?
Oh, wow. Basically, I mean, ever since I had her. I mean.
Since 2016?
Well, we moved to another house.
Okay. When did you move into the Bedford house?
Let me see. 2019, we moved in that house, and then moved in the house that I am now, which is still on Bedford.
Okay. And did Neziah make those moves with you?
Yes.
And in January of 2024, at that Bedford location, who else lived there?
Just me, the kids. My other daughter lived with me at the other address. But it was just basically me and my kids, and Shannon.
And who is Shannon?
My daughter.
And
So
what's your
say
last
that.
name?
Harris.
And she lived with you and Neziah and the other kids at the Bedford location?
At the first Bedford location.
Okay.
Yes.
At that first Bedford location, how many other kids, in addition to Neziah, lived there?
My other two, my grandson and my other grandchildren.
Okay. So how many kids total in that house?
Let's see. 6. Should have been 6.
And you and Shannon?
It should be 6, or is it 6? I mean, because do you not know how to count kids?
Correct.
Well,
Living there.
Shannon, she was there, but she wasn't really like there all the time.
Okay.
She would spend more majority of her time at my house, but actually Shannon had her place out in Clinton Township.
And when you were there in January of 24, how old was Neziah at that time?
January 24th, she had 13. She had her birthday in September.
And was she going to school?
Yes, she was.
What school did she attend?
J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy.
And is that also in Detroit?
Yes, it is.
Just generally, can you tell us about your morning routine with the kids, specifically Neziah, about getting them to school and things like that?
Sure. Okay. 6 a.m. That's when I get the children up. They usually get up, get dressed, prepare themselves. About 7:15, 7:20, we're basically saying prayer and we're loading up in the car. Lady, listen. Don't do that. Because I already don't like you.
Now,
I'm dropping them off at school at 7:30. Breakfast starts at 7:30, and they like to eat breakfast at school.
And does that include Neziah? You would drop her off at J.E. Clark?
All together, yes.
Now, I want to talk about, well, let me ask it this way. Did you know someone by the name of Jarvis Butts?
Yes.
And do you see Mr. Butts in the courtroom today?
love her music. I swear to fucking God, that's what I was about to say. So they only ride the bus coming home? Because if memory served me correctly, they said that girl got on the bus and off the bus. So which one is it, lady? Do you drop them? Do you do prayer in the morning? Do they get to eat food? You talking about they like to eat food, the breakfast at school? Is it because your shit chained up? Yo, I don't like this lady, man. Hey, Day, I'm coming to spend the night because I gotta find this bitch. Swear to God. Sitting over there looking like, coming in there looking like Patti LaBelle and your granddaughter Miss.
And look around.
I don't see him.
You don't see Jarvis sitting back there with that fucking... She's involved.
Do you need glasses, ma'am?
Yeah, my
Okay,
daughter has my glasses.
Okay, Judge, may I take a moment to go get her glasses?
Yes.
And then it's fucked up because he got a haircut now. The nigga used to have dreads or braids or some shit. What happened to his hair? Trying to trick folks. Nikayla, leave me alone, son, for real. He ain't shit to her. He used to date her daughter. Her grandkids is by this nigga.
May I approach witness, sir?
Yes.
Thank you.
Trying to be all cute and shit.
And you could just stand up and take another look around.
Okay. Yes.
Do you see Mr. Butts in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you
Yes.
point to him and identify a piece of clothing that he's wearing?
Blue uniform with the blue mask.
For the record, the witness has identified Jarvis Butts, the defendant in this matter.
So reflected?
And may I approach the witness again, Judge?
Yes.
I'm approaching with what's already been admitted as
I wouldn't doubt it for one bit if he wasn't knocking Grandma Mario coins out of her little old ass coochie.
People's 9. And Ms. Harris, do you recognize the person in that photo?
Yes.
And who is that person?
Jarvis Butts.
And is that the same person you've identified in court here today?
Yes.
And Ms. Harris, how did you know Mr. Butts back in January of 2024?
He's the father of my daughter's children.
And is that daughter Shannon Harris?
Yes.
Okay. How many kids do they have together?
5.
And would he come around your house on Bedford in January or the months leading up to January?
Whenever he did come, he would always pull up in a white truck. And
See, it's when people start giving too much information, it blows me. She said, the question specifically asked her, did he ever come and visit your house in January of motherfucking 2024? If he did, what the fuck they got to do with anything? See, some like shit like that is too fishy to me.
Come around your house on Bedford in January or the months leading up to January?
whenever he did come, he would always pull up in a white truck, and Shannon would go out to the car, and they would sit and talk or whatever, but he would very rarely come in my house.
Girl,
And
stop.
during that time when he would come around and sit in his car, was there any times that he would interact with Neziah that you saw?
Not that I remember, no.
Okay. Now I want to talk specifically about January 9th. You had described your morning routine with the kids. Did you follow that routine on January 9th?
Yes, I did.
And did that include dropping Neziah off at J.E. Clark 7:15 to 7:30.
Yes.
And can you tell us what she was wearing on January 9th, 2024?
Yes,
No.
she was wearing a pair of light powdered blue jeans with a light powdered blue jacket that had the black little fur around the collar. It was like a two-piece set.
Okay. And did she have a sweater on or a shirt on or something?
She had a shirt. She wore a shirt underneath it.
And you remember, did she have a...
I don't remember her having on no light blue jacket. She had on a colorful Looney Tunes jacket that had the fur on there. It was a Looney Tunes jacket that had the fur, from what I thought.
Any other clothes with her on the 9th when you dropped her off?
She had her little blue sweatshirt with the little hoodie. She had that with her.
And do you know how or when she got that hoodie?
I bought that hoodie for her. I guess it was in the fall sometime when I bought it. When I first, I mean, it wasn't nothing new. It was just one of her old hoodie jackets she used when she go to gym.
Okay. And in terms of, if you know, the condition of that hoodie on the 9th, was it torn, ripped, damaged in any way?
No,
Okay.
it was fairly, really, like, kind of like still new, because she took pretty good care of her things.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes.
I'm approaching with People's Proposed Exhibit 12. Ms. Harris, do you recognize
Put it on the screen.
what I just handed you?
Yes,
And is that a picture of Neziah?
yes.
And do you know when that picture was taken?
The same day, January the 9th, she took this picture.
Oh, move to admit People's Proposed 12.
Any objection?
No objection.
It'll be admitted as People's Exhibit 12.
And when you dropped Neziah off at J.E. Clark, what was the routine supposed to be after school was over?
Okay, well, when school is over, the bell rings at 2:40. Neziah was due to come home. And normally when the bell rings, 2:40, 2:45, she's getting on the bus.
And was that's what she normally did on other days?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, I'm sorry,
And
yes.
what time would she normally arrive back at home?
The Neziah would be walking in through the door maybe 3:05. No
You
later
don't
than
know.
that.
You have no
And
idea.
on January 9th, did she walk in at 3:05?
No, she did not.
And were you home when she didn't come home?
I was there for a little while, but I left out to run some errands. But no, when I got to the house, she was not there.
And at that time, did you have a conversation with someone else about her not coming home, Neziah not coming home?
Yeah, when I picked my children up from the after-school program, I went in and my daughter said,
Objection, order.
Hold on. When you pick your children, see, now I'm having a problem. Bitch, who got the kids, Shannon or you? Because she talking about when she picking her kids up. So what, Neziah don't go to the after-school program? I'm trying to understand this lady, but she's pissing me off. You feel me? I mean, because a lot of stuff ain't even adding up. She talking about a light blue, powder blue, light blue top. She ain't never, I mean, even the last picture she took in class, she ain't have that on.
I went in and my daughter said,
Objection, order, Congress, that's one hearsay.
Any
I'll
response?
rephrase the question.
Okay, sustain.
Just talking about what you saw and heard, and not asking for what anybody said, but did you talk to Shannon, your daughter?
yes,
about
Shannon said she was not there.
Okay. When you got home that day on the 9th, was Neziah there?
No.
And did you eventually make a police report about her missing?
Yes, I did. Yes, I
And
did.
when did you do that?
That morning when I got to school, I went up and dropped the kids off to school.
No, ask her why she didn't call the police that night. Can somebody ask her that shit? Y'all ain't asking the right questions. What, can I get speared for that? Because talking about that morning, what the fuck she mean that morning?
I talked with the dean and the principal, and I told them that I was on my way to the police station, and they told me that they would call the police, and the police, DPS police came there.
And you said DPS, is that Detroit Public Schools?
Yeah,
And did you talk to an officer at that time at the school?
yes, I
And
did.
was that at J.E. Clark physically at that location?
Yes,
And you said that morning, are you talking about the morning of the 10th?
yes.
Was Naziah active on social media, if you know?
Well, as far as I know, she was. I mean, there were times that she was sneaking, go on it, you know. But yeah, she was.
Okay. And did you keep track of her social media pages like TikTok or Facebook or anything like that?
I tried. A lot of times, you know, I would take her phone and stuff from her, you know, so, you know, to keep her from being on there, you know.
And after the 9th, did you ever see any posts made by Naziah?
I didn't see any posts. Most of the time, you know, if there was a post or something, or she posts, my daughter or someone would call me and tell me.
This lady right here makes me feel like you knew something. Because the way you just lying about simple, dumb shit is pissing me off so bad. Because, bitch, who wakes up, a 13-year-old, who wakes up the next day to respond? She ain't even say she went to go look or nothing. Because she didn't. Stinking ass. But you want to make sure you got you a silk press wig.
Have you ever heard, after the 9th, any communication or seen Naziah? When, is that a no?
No.
And when you dropped her off on the 9th at school at J.E. Clark, was that the last time you saw her?
Yes.
May I have one moment, Trish?
Yes.
Just to follow up, I did forget to ask this. Her bus stop, how far from your house was that in walking distance?
5 minutes.
Okay. Do you know where the location that she got dropped off at was, the address or the intersection?
Right there at 3 Mile Drive in Cornwall.
Oh. And that's 5 minutes from your house?
Yeah.
And did Naziah have any nicknames that people called her?
Where her family.
She better not say Zaza. Because this nigga, the punk that's in the court, supposedly unalived her in this text message, he said something about a Zaza. So you better not be involved.
Called her TOOTIE, but I've always called her Glamorous. I've been calling her that ever since she was born.
Say glamour?
Glamorous.
Oh. May I have one more, Trish?
Yes. You said Tuda?
TOOTIE.
Tuda.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't called no girl no damn Tootie. Tootie shoulda,
I know.
woulda, shoulda called the damn police.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning.
Now, you are Naziah's maternal grandmother, right?
Correct.
You're also her adopted parent, correct?
Correct.
That you
did
getting a check
adopt her
for.
in 2016?
Yep,
Yeah.
that check from the
Should've
state.
been, yeah, 16.
Okay. Is her birth mother still around?
She is.
Okay. Does she have a relationship with her?
No.
She doesn't have any type of relationship, no contact with her that you know of?
Well, let me say this. I don't deal with my daughter, so she really didn't have really no contact with Naziah like that. She only came around now and then.
Okay. And you testified that you currently stay on Bedford Street?
Yes.
In fact, I think you testified you lived on 2 houses on Bedford Street.
Correct.
And did Naziah have friends on Bedford Street that you were aware of?
She had friends, but her friends didn't live on Bedford.
Okay. Do you know if she ever had any friends over?
No.
Did she ever spend the night at any of these friends' houses?
No.
Okay. And at your prior neighborhood, did she have friends that she may have spent the night over?
No.
Okay. You
This girl is almost 13, 14 years old, and she didn't have no friend. Something is fishy.
Indicated that there are approximately 6 children in the house.
Well, not now. When he asked me about the address,
Yes.
I lived at 2 houses, which is on the same street of Bedford.
Okay.
Okay, so the house that we lived in before, it was my children and my daughter's children.
Your daughter being Shannon.
So
No,
just
my
count
kid.
the motherfucking people.
Okay. And did Naziah have any close relationship with any of these children particularly?
She was close with my granddaughter, one of my granddaughters, yeah.
Which granddaughter is that?
I don't like how she's saying she was close to my granddaughters. She like my granddaughter, like she wasn't a part of the family. What I'm getting right now from this old ass lady is that she loves Shannon's children. But the daughter she can't stand, which in my case would have been like my mama. I see how this is going. Shawty, she's already, I'm listening to the words and the kin of this lady, man. I don't trust nothing about this bit. I don't trust nothing about this shawty, man. I don't.
She was close with my granddaughter, one of my granddaughters, yeah.
Which granddaughter is that?
Naziah. I mean, Janiyah.
Okay.
All of their names are similar.
And Janiyah is Shannon's daughter?
Yes,
That would be Jarvis's daughter as well, correct?
correct.
And at your Bedford Street address, how many adults live there?
Just me and Shannon.
Okay. When did Shannon move
I'm sorry.
in? When did Shannon move in to Bedford?
Oh, I guess back in
You see how he just tripped her up in a lie? Because see, at first she said that Shannon used to stay with her at the first house, at the prior house. But at the new house, she was saying that it was just her and the kids. You feel what I'm saying? But he smooth brought that in that bitch and was like, yo, when did Shannon move back on Bedford? And now she's spilling it. These folks be lying. Oh,
last October or something.
That would be October of 23?
Yeah,
Okay. So in January of 24, she was there, correct?
mm-hmm.
Sorry, is that a yes?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And you indicated that Naziah participated in social media?
She did participate in social media. She was on social media a lot of times when she wasn't supposed to be.
Okay. So did you see her post or did you follow her post?
I didn't see her really posting anything. I mean, at times when I did check, I didn't find anything.
Okay.
And most of the time, if she did post something, my daughter's mom would, let me know, if she posted something. But
So you don't know who her social media friends were?
the only person that I know that was one of her class.
sir, she don't even know who her real friends is, let alone her social media fucking following.
Mates
She don't know nothing.
that she would post little things with one of her little classmates.
Okay. But it's fair to say there are some things you did not know.
Yeah, well, something, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, you indicated that you drove Naziah to school every day, correct?
Correct.
Who else went to school with Naziah?
My other 2 children, Shannon's children.
Okay.
See, what's fucking me up, it make me feel like grandma got young kids. She keeps saying my other 2 children. So did she adopted all 5 of these? Did she adopt Shannon children too? Because what the fuck is going on?
And what type of student was Naziah?
Naziah was a very good student. Very manageable, very outgoing. She got good grades. Her attendance was good. The teachers had no problem with her. They really liked Naziah. Naziah got along with just about anybody.
Yeah, she's speaking in
She's
past
very
tense,
likable.
like a motherfucker.
Did she have any disciplinary problems?
No,
Do you recall her ever getting into a fight?
she did.
One fight, more than one fight?
There was a young lady that she had couple of, consultations with in school. And it was like an ongoing situation.
Okay. And when did this first start?
I'm not quite sure when it started, but it was like off and on, with this particular schoolmate that she had.
And this is for her current school, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, did Naziah participate in any extracurricular activities? Was she on band or anything?
She liked it.
Wouldn't you see a change in a little girl that's 13 in her body? I mean, when you see it, like, how many months do you think a 13-year-old would have to be before you actually would see some change? Because at 13, I'm looking at Naziah, and she looked like a little bird. So you would think that her breasts and all of that shit would have been growing. Wouldn't it, when you see that? Because the way that I'm looking at this shit, if they were saying Jarvis was researching abortion things, you know what I'm saying, on December 9th, it says to me that it had to be something that alerted Naziah or this nigga before December 9th to make them start panicking about looking for abortion tactics. So by January, you would think that she would at least been 3 months or so. In 3 months, you would have felt like would have been very, very prevalent on the little girl. I don't know, kids. I mean, I ain't know.
About it.
Shit just pissing me off.
Art, she liked a lot of things that she was, involved in,
And would any of these things cause her to have stayed after school?
The only time she stayed after school is when she wanted to be enrolled in the after-school program.
Just one. I just want to step back a moment. We asked you about her social media. You said there were some things that you weren't aware of on social media, correct?
September. In September, they gonna show the text messages in here. So in September, she missed her period. So that's October, November, December. Man, you are not finna tell me that you ain't know that a little girl was 4 months pregnant. Nah. These parents, I don't like none of them.
Like I said, I did, but when I did, there was nothing on there.
There was nothing?
No.
Okay. Did you monitor any of her conversations?
Yeah. I would, go check,
Okay.
But like I said, a lot of times, I took Naziah's tablet, from her at one point, so there was really nothing that
This man flabbergasted. He trying to listen to this bitch without.
I knew of that she was on, unless she got somebody's cell phone or something,
So you did mention that she had a tablet. How many devices did she have that allowed her to connect to social media?
She only had that one tablet that I had bought her.
Okay.
And like I said, I took that tablet and put that tablet up.
She just said she took her phone. So if you took the phone or the tablet, lady, because you pissing me off.
So on January 9th, you took her to school, correct?
Correct.
And you said it was her and two of your other children that went to school?
My 2 other children and my daughter's children. I dropped them all off.
See, is she not confusing the hell out of y'all? She said me, my children, and my daughter's children. Now we know that Shannon got 5 kids, so who is your other kids? Who else you got at the house? Because if that's the case, then nigga, you got way more than fucking 6 kids at your house. You know what I mean? Like, do she not know who in the motherfucking crib?
Your other children that went to school?
My 2 other children and my daughter's children. I dropped them all off.
And you said that you noticed that she did not come
Unless you
home
one of them
with her
fucking
mom.
foster women that Detroit be doing that shit. You foster
You did not
mother to
call
get a
the
check.
police then, correct?
They all around Detroit.
No. Driving around looking for her.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Correct.
All right. You did not call the police then, correct?
No. Driving around looking for her. My daughter reached out to some of her classmates. I did nothing. And that morning, I got up, and like I said, I went straight to the school. And
How could you sleep? How you sleep?
from there, I was on my way to the police station to make the report, and they called the police from there. DPS police came to the school.
So the first report you made to the police
So the first place you go is to the school.
was the next
No,
morning?
you got me.
Yes.
Do you know approximately what time?
School starts at 7:30, so I got there at 7:30. They got there about, I don't know, maybe 8.
So you didn't go to the precinct, you went to the school, and the school called the police?
Yes, they called the police because I was getting ready to leave, and the dean said, "No, stay here." She said, "And we'll call the police."
Okay.
Yeah, because they probably already didn't trust your ass be waiting until the next morning. They probably wanted the police to check your ass out. So what they get luck seem like to me.
Now, you mentioned that you are familiar with Mr. Butts, correct?
I know Mr. Butts.
Okay. And he dated your daughter, Shannon, correct?
Correct.
They did have 5 children, correct?
Correct.
And the children, did all the children stay with you and Shannon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I don't want to give too much detail on the kids. What were the mix of the kids, boys and girls?
Can you repeat that?
What were the mix of the kids, boys and girls?
Well,
She don't know.
I have a boy and girl, and Shannon has her 3 boys and her 2 girls.
So she had 3.
So you see how she just fucking lied? Do y'all not see how she just lied again? She's saying my children and Santa children. So when a motherfucking prosecutor asked her how many children's in the house, she was trying to make it seem like if you added Naziah, it was 6. Nigga, that is, I'm counting goddamn 5, 6, 7, I'm counting 8 kids. The fuck you talking about, lady?
Boys and girls.
Can you repeat that?
What were the mix of the kids, boys and girls?
Well, I have a boy and girl, and Shannon has her 3 boys and her 2 girls.
So she had 3 boys and the 2 girls. Okay. And at any time, now I think you did indicate that Mr. Butts would come over, and I think you said he would rarely come in, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But he would come in on occasion, correct?
Not really on occasions, because most of the time when he came in, he would pull up in my driveway, and my daughter would go.
I gotta get his bald head prosecutor this shit, cause he just catching her up in all her lies. At first, the nigga never came in my house. Never came in my house. He'll pull up in the driveway. All he doing is asking you the same questions, different, dummy.
And
I'm gonna get so aggravated.
I think you said he would rarely come in, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But he would come in on occasion, correct?
Not really on occasions, because most of the time when he came in, he would pull up in my driveway, and my daughter would go out to the truck, and a lot of times the kids will go out to the truck. So it was very rare if he ever came in my house.
And you indicated that you were close, you were close with Neziah?
Yes.
Can you think of any reason that Neziah would not share information with you?
No. Neziah would come to me and talk to me all the time.
Okay.
If something was bothering her, or if she had a bad day in school.
Lady, you
know,
are the
she'll come
last
to me
person
and
she
we'll
would have
sit and
talked to.
about it. You know,
I can
always
tell you
kept the
this
door
right now.
open for communication with Neziah.
I don't got to know you to know
All
that
of my
part.
children. So
Oh, I can read it.
she always felt free, you know, to come to me and sit down and talk to me about.
Lady, you are the last person she wanted to talk to. That's right. When this nigga start touching on her, she couldn't tell none of y'all ass.
Whatever.
So if something was frustrating Neziah, she would come with you? If
She
something-
would, that I know of, yes.
All right, if something was scaring Neziah, she would come to you.
If something was bothering her or she was frustrated about something, she'll come to me and say, hey, Nana, can I talk to you?
If there was any medical condition, she would come to you regarding that?
I believe she would, yes.
And you take her to the hospital, take her to the doctor?
Yes.
Okay. Just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Can you redirect?
Ms. Harris, I just have a couple more questions for you. When Mr. Riggins was asking you questions, you said that Mr. Butts would come and sit in his car, right, outside your house?
Yes.
And he said that the kids would go out to the car.
Yes.
Which kids would go out to the car?
His kids.
Would Neziah ever go with his kids out to the car?
If Shannon was out there, she would.
Oh. And Mr. Riggins also asked you about the tablet that you bought for Neziah. Do you
Yes.
remember those questions?
Yes.
And when, if you can remember, narrow that down, when did you buy that tablet for her?
I bought that tablet for her one Christmas. I think it was I think it was in 22 when I bought that tablet, at the end of 22 when I bought that tablet for her.
So December of 22.
Yeah, I think that when I bought that tablet.
So she would have had that tablet for roughly just over a year then, correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And did Neziah also have access to a cell phone?
The only cell phone she had access to was one of the cell phones when my oldest daughter came to visit me. She gave to Neziah, but she could only use it by Wi-Fi.
You said your oldest daughter, is that Neziah's biological mother?
Yes.
Okay. And through, what's your oldest daughter's name?
Kenyatta Harris.
Through Kenyatta Harris, Neziah got access to a phone?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Do her mama testify? Ooh, I'm getting so aggravated. Y'all should feel, boy, I want to fuck some people up.
Mr. Riggins also asked you about Neziah staying after school. You said that there was an after-school program she was involved in?
Yes.
On January 9th, and
So she's saying Neziah was in an after-school program, so why you pick up your kids and not her? It's almost giving me that she knew that this little girl was pregnant, and I hope you wasn't working with this fuck-ass boy, because, see, something ain't adding up.
in January of 24, was she still involved in that program?
No, I took her out of it because she was having problems with one of her schoolmates at that time. The same person that he asked me about before, that she didn't get along with.
The same person Mr. Riggins asked you?
Absolutely.
And so on the 9th, she was not supposed to stay after school, correct?
No, she was supposed to come straight home.
And when when she didn't come home, you said that you were driving around looking for her, correct?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what efforts you made on the 9th to locate her?
When I went to the school to go pick my son and daughter up because they were also in the after school program, picked them up, went back to the house. I thought she was there, and when I got to the house and I found out that she wasn't there, I got back in the car and I went back up to the school. And by the
She is lying so bad, and I really wish that she should be going to jail for perjury. This lady told me, or this lady just said a little while ago, that girl, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, that she said that she had went and ran some errands. She didn't say nothing about going back up to that school to check on motherfucking Naziah. We all been watching this shit together. Her exact words was, what time was Naziah supposed to be there? She usually get home around 3:10. So you wasn't there. Well, I went out to go do some errands. She lying. She lying so bad. And it's making me want to say, why you lying like this? Why you lying like this? Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to see, because I'm going to tell you how my brain be working. You know what I'm saying? Like, dead ass fucking serious. It's saying to me that them other 2 kids that she's raising is foster children. So not only was she getting a check from Naziah, she was also getting a motherfucking check for the other 2 foster children. Now, you know what happens when a 13-year-old get pregnant in a foster house, then them other 2 children get removed, and then all that fucking money go away. I don't like her wig, or her daughter. And I ain't even seen her yet.
At that time,
Swear to God.
nobody was there.
Fucking
nobody
lame-ass
was at
lady.
the school.
Lying.
So now, I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm
Even the
I'm
judge,
in the
right.
car, and I went back up to the school. And by that time, nobody was there. Nobody was at the school. So now, I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm frustrated. Now I'm going like, you know, because whenever she wants to stay after school or do something, she would always call me. Well, hey, Nana, can I stay after school?
How she gonna call you if she don't got nothing, if her phone only work with Wi-Fi? Nana, you a goddamn lie. Nana, shut up.
School,
Oh!
She would call one of her TTs, hey, TT, can I stay after school? So that wasn't like her, so I'm really frustrated now. So now I go back to the house, and I'm talking to my daughter, Shannon.
And I want to stop you right there, because I don't want to go into what anybody else said.
Okay.
But you went back to the school. Nobody was at the school. You went back to the house. Naziah is still not there, correct?
Correct.
Did you go back out looking for her after that?
I did.
Okay. Where did you go with her?
I was driving around in the neighborhood, everywhere. I'm just looking, just like hoping I'll see her, you know?
We have one more, Joe? On the 9th, when you were looking for her, well, let me ask it this way. Did you know Naziah to go to Mr. Butts' place of work to assist him with anything there?
Yes, there was a couple of times that she went with his daughter, and they went up there to go clean up at his shop.
And how would they get there, if you remember?
He would come and pick them up.
And was that in that white truck that you talked about earlier?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And did you yourself know where Mr. Butts worked at?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you know, where is that?
It was Frank's shop located on Warren, East Warren.
And is that the last place that you knew him to work? Or did you know him to work somewhere else?
I knew him to work there, and then
What'd she say?
The shop moved to a different location.
Did you know where that new location was?
Personally, no.
Okay. And did you ever, on the 9th, did you ever try and go to Mr. Butts' place of work to look for Naziah?
On the 9th, no.
Okay. Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Rewind it. I mean some good shit.
And then the shop moved. It was Frank's.
And get there, if you remember.
He would come and pick them up.
Okay, hold on.
For her. Well, let me ask it this way. Did you know Naziah to go to Mr. Butts' place of work to assist him with anything there?
Yes, there was a couple of times that she went with his daughter, and they went up there to go clean up at his shop.
And how would they get there, if you remember?
He would come and pick them up.
And was that in that white truck that you talked about earlier?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And did you know?
Didn't this lady already say that this little girl never used to be around this man? That only his children would? Unless Shannon was there? So was Shannon in the car?
You yourself know where Mr. Butts worked at?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you know, where is that?
It was Frank's shop located on Warren, East Warren.
And is that the last place that you knew him to work? Or did you know him to work somewhere else?
I knew him to work there, and then the shop moved to a different location.
Did you know where that new location was?
Personally, no.
Okay. And did you ever, on the 9th, did you ever try and go to Mr. Butts' place of work to look for Nasiah?
On the 9th, no.
Okay.
How old was his daughter? The one that got SA'd too. Was she older or younger than Nasiah? Because she trying to say that he came and picked her up because she don't want people to know that she was letting them girls get on the bus with her lame ass. I hope the Detroit, who the fuck is them people? CPS? I hope they come and goddamn get her motherfucking ass because she don't need other children in her house.
Nothing further, Justin.
I don't even know how the fuck this man was able to do this shit with all them goddamn kids. It was like a goddamn daycare. Field day for him. Yeah, get off the stand. You know what's sad to me? I'm gonna tell you what the fuck is sad to me. What's sad to me was the goddamn man who did all of this motherfucking shit. Sister had more compassion than the grandma. I ain't see the grandma shed not one fucking tear the whole time she was on the stand. That's crazy as hell to me.